if that passes the test, then that's the only test it really has to go through for us. So that's something that is always at the centre of our mind, is how can we make our stylists' lives as easy as possible. And then we really have, we want, like I said, style that practically sells itself. So making sure it's great product, making sure it fits into our target kind of demographic, which is, it's women, anywhere from sort of probably her late 20s up to her sort of late 40s. We really sit right across that boundary, but making sure that we have what we call accessible luxury. So our branding and price point is really important as a result of that. And then actually, one of the other things that's become more and more important to us has definitely been personal service and delight guarantee. I think when you look nowadays at the way people shop, we're certainly finding that the way people shop is they either want that convenience of going online, they're very, as we were talking about, educated consumers, they know what they want, and we need to be able to offer that, but actually what we also offer is the other thing people are looking for, which is if they're not going to just go straight online, they want incredible personal customer service, and they want incredible bespoke service, they want personalisation, and rather than perhaps tromping up and down the high street. So that's what we really offer, is we offer that incredible personal service, because actually if you think about it, when you go to what we call a trunk show, so when you go to someone's home and you are there with the stylist and they're telling you what pieces to wear and they're helping you mix and match those pieces, well, that's incredible personal service. And actually that's probably the way that people we're finding want to shop now, is they either want to do that or they're just going to go straight online. So by having our business model, it means that we're actually sort of offering both of those to them. As a result of that, it means that we need to have incredible kind of what we call our delight guarantee. So we have amazing customer service, and it's becoming, over the last 4 years, it's become more and more important to us. We always talk about it as, it's like John Lewis, people just know that they can return it, they know they're going to get great service, and it means that our repeat customers are really, really strong as a result. So, and people know that they can always get, the answer that they want basically by coming back to us. So we make sure, we really invest a lot as a team in making sure that is constantly a really, really high bar at all times. So in terms of then where else we invest, so we look at PR. So PR is an interesting one for us. We don't do any form of advertising as a company. It's something that we don't do. We decide that actually there are different ways in which we can spend our budgets and money, and I'll come on to a little bit about why that is in a bit. But one of the things we do spend some money on is our PR, because we find that this really helps and supports our stylists. So the independent women who are selling our products, this is something that really helps them. When our products are seen in Grazia, it's seen in Vogue, it's seen on celebrities, well, that for them is a great talking point, and that really helps endorse the brand for them as independent business owners. So PR is something that we work quite closely with. We're also lucky that we don't have to spend that much to get quite good PR, which is great, but it is something that we kind of look at, and that's one of the areas in which that we definitely invest in. Ooh, there you go. And so what we find is that actually by bringing together like a great product, a great brand, alongside a business opportunity, we're really bringing together what we call kind of this dream job opportunity. And that actually means that it's an easier and easier message for us to really talk about and find that actually there's kind of something for everybody there as well. So that's something that we definitely always talk about as well. So what does a stylist actually do? So Stella & Stylist, essentially, it is this really modern workplace, and really three things. The first is they get paid. Essentially, it's a great way to earn extra money. We have a large number of stylists, about 60% of our stylists have another full-time job. So this is very much a hobby that they do on the side. They do perhaps a couple of events a month to earn, a few £100, extra to pay towards, holiday or the luxuries or the things that, they can't really sort of justify buying towards. We also have stylists who are really in a camp of perhaps they were thinking about going back to work, perhaps they need to go back to work after having had baby number 2 or baby number 1 or whatever it is, and actually for them the balance of having to do that doesn't really make sense. Actually once they add up how much it's going to cost them financially, the childcare, they're not being able to see their child, the equation doesn't really work out. So we have a lot of women who sit around that camp who probably do this, the equivalent of say working 2 full days a week. And then we have another big group of women who are doing this full-time, so making this their full-time earnings, and really looking at like ramping this up. So they might be doing this and earning £30,000-40,000 equivalent a year. We've got people this year who earn into 6 figures from working completely flexibly around, they're doing, a good number of hours per week, but they are choosing those hours. They might work from you know, 6 in the morning till 8 in the morning, then they do the school run, then they might do a couple of hours during the morning, a bit in the afternoon, do nothing for a few hours in the middle of the day, and then come back to doing something in the evening. So it's completely flexible around what they want to do, and as you can see, you can earn pretty good money from doing that as well. So as a stylist, they're going to get paid, they get free product as well, so that's a great way for us, for people who are more hobbyists in this business, we can talk to them about that. And like I said, they get 100% flexibility at all times as well, and they earn pretty good commissions. Essentially that's how it's worked, is they earn sales commissions on whatever they sell, but also they do that through online. I'm going to talk about the ways in which they can sell, because this kind of hopefully explains a bit about the way that we market and support them. So I mean, really what is key for us is helping them market their business in the best way possible so that they can earn the most that they can, and that's always at the heart of every decision that we always make. So the first way in which they can sell is through styling at these at-home pop-up shops, and that's probably the way that they're going to earn the most money. You know, they earn a percentage of commission on everything they sell at that event. They've got a concentrated number of women there, and that's when they're really going to start talking to people about the business, talking to them about the opportunity, because they can also grow their team, and that's how they also start to grow and earn more as well. So that's the first way. And then they can just literally start up with like a business in a box. That's basically how the business works. So they get this business box and they go from there growing and growing. But the second way is through having their own personal websites. So we know that actually this is one of the most powerful things, is the power of recommendation. And really our whole marketing strategy is built on that, is that the most powerful person we have is our stylist. And the most powerful thing that we have is recommendation. And that's why for us that's more important than spending money on advertising and seeing a big billboard, is actually when someone tells you genuinely, I love this necklace, or I know you would look great in this necklace, or have you thought about wearing this and this together? I think it would look great with you. Actually, that's the thing that you really listen to. So we also enable all our stylists to have their own websites. So we set them up as part of their business with having those that they can send out. They use cookies, so they're saved in people's systems. So, you know, as a stylist myself, because everyone in head office is also a stylist on the side, is having our full-time job, I can tell you it's pretty nice that I'll sit in a meeting and a little email pops up and says, £83 has been credited to your account because someone's clicked onto the website and gone shopping and perhaps not even realised they're on my personal website. So it's something that we really invest a lot in, is making sure that it's a frictionless situation for them where they can be always doing that. And then the other thing is then from that is then social media, and social media is absolutely huge for our stylists and how they sell. So yes, they might be selling at the trunk show and using iPads and things like that, and we have lots of apps and things for them to download because they do need apps. We have an app that they can download that has all the information they need on to sell as part of it, but they also using social media, and that really has been the biggest thing for us in the last few years, the number of stylists who are using social media to share their message. And this is singly like the biggest thing that we have for our business. Is this real genuine word of mouth. We're all built on authenticity. You know, you will become a fan of Stella and Dot because you see that your friend went to this great trunk show and she had a great fun time and she got some great jewellery, and then she's posted a picture of her wearing that jewellery, and then you've started to follow the person who's been posting that stuff, and then you start to see they're having a great life perhaps in the Stella and Dot stylist. So we really make sure that when we help them to do these personal recommendations, and these are just some kind of examples of the sorts of things that are posted by our stylists. So who are our stylists? Well, like I said, actually they can be a real mix of anything. We have women who are just out of university, all the way up to women whose kids have left home and they've now got free time and they want to earn some extra money. But it means that we have to be marketing to all of those women at all of the time. So we're always trying to find ways of talking to each of them individually. The way that we talk to someone who's 24 and wants to do this as a hobby versus the way that we want to talk to the woman who's perhaps 34 and has left a 50 grand a year job and doesn't want to go back but wants to replace this as her income is very different. So we're always making sure that our customer is at the centre of what we do, so making sure that we're talking to them in lots of different ways and resonating with them as best as we can. So everything we do really is about empowering our stylists so that they can go out and basically do our job for us. At its heart, that's really kind of, we feel like we've done our job if that's what we do, because that's meant to say our most powerful voice, but they are our most powerful voice. They are really, you know, it's just like a tree, right, with branches. If we create and give them a little bit of information, they're going to go and spread it much further and much wider than we possibly can. You know, we could do a billboard in, you know, we're based in Hammersmith. We could do a billboard in the middle of Hammersmith Roundabout, but actually only the people who go around Hammersmith Roundabout are ever going to see our billboard. But if we pass out a great picture to our stylist,